I'll assume that the whole thing is, I don't know about the whole Facebook Live thing. I don't know if that's going to work.
If it don't, oh well.
I don't know.
You know what? People will have to settle for only having 12 ways instead of 13.
No. It looks like we're live-in.
Oh, okay. All right. I will have music ready to go once the explosion starts.
Once the explosion starts, and so it's my job to click. And actually, I know this is crazy talk, Johnny, but I'm actually going to start the stream this time.
Oh, wow! That is.
I don't know.
You get us to the explosion. I take us out of the explosion.
Okay. You know what? Done and done.
Done.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
Don't worry, I'm not going to hurt you.
Welcome, human. I am ready for you.
We show onboard computer synchronization.
Roger that.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Let's rock! Oh, you're going straight to hell for that one.
That's the fact, Jack!
Back off, man. I'm a scientist.
Is this moron number 1? Put moron number 2 on the phone.
I'm funny how? I mean funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you, I make you laugh. What do you mean funny? Funny how? How am I funny?
Yeah, I know that, dude.
You're mocking me, aren't you?
Sure. A monkey's might fly out of my butt.
Uh-oh! My heart just stopped! Ah, there it goes.
Oh my God!
Well, it's a classic song. You don't like Strawberry Fields?
What? Wow!
This was a big hit. Strawberry Fields, right?
Once again, have I pissed you off, Johnny? I have to ask the magical question. This is bad. This is almost. It's not quite as bad as the dude butchering Toto's Africa, which, by the way, Warhawk loves. I just want you to know that, Warhawk. I don't know. I may. If I play it, I'm going to have Warhawk leave the room. That's what I'm going to do, because otherwise Warhawk will hear it. He'll unfriend you and never talk to you again. By the way, it is Sunday, April 22nd of the 2018. The Dune and Bob Show, live, large, and in charge with Dune, Johnny, and Peeps.
And you know what else today is?
What is today?
Today is the day after eBay Scalpers Holiday.
eBay Scalpers Holiday is today, the day after. I didn't realize that.
No, because yesterday is something that the industry calls Record Store Day.
Okay.
But at this point, and this was something that was started back when no one gave a shit about vinyl except for
except for Johnny
and Gothard.
I was going to say, all you had both kinds, you and Gothard. There we go.
Yeah, back in the good old days where you could walk into a store and how many records do you have for $1? And the answer was yes.
Yes.
And
that's right.
So to help keep these stores in business, a well-intentioned idea was come up with. Why don't we have a bunch of artists and acts put out exclusive reissues of highly desired titles in limited quantities and send them out to the store on a special holiday to drum up customers to line up to get these, hard to find limited edition vinyl editions. And there's a reason why I'm keeping this on in the background while I tell this story.
Well, of course, because this is hard to. It's hard to listen to you while this is going on. I just want you to know that.
Did you see me tweet a limited edition record that was released yesterday that is now selling on eBay for $50 or $100 or $150?
Okay, that's what that is. Okay,
that's what this is.
Okay, wait, so was this them pretending that weed was legal? Is that what this was? I'm just. This is a album. This is a demo tape
that was recorded by a group of people that went by different names in those times, one of which might have been the Delta Nudes.
There we go. Now, see, that sounds like something you would find, in somebody's portfolio.
Yeah, and so they decided.
Now, if a guy says these are my Delta Nudes, I don't know if I want to see those. I'm just saying. I'm just going to go
airline pilots posing naked.
No,
the Delta Nudes.
I would like to go on record. I would like to go on record saying that's not what the Dune and Bob Show is all about. It's just not.
It's not. We want our pilots to be fully clothed.
Absolutely. Yes.
No, these guys were not pilots. These were
even if we can't see them. If I think they have pants on, it makes me feel better. Just going to set that out there and let that simmer.
This was a group of guys in Louisiana that decided Louisiana had nothing to offer them, and so they drove west until they hit water. And actually, they drove. The plan was to drive west until they hit water, and they made it about 15 minutes away from water when their van broke down, and that's why they settled down in San Mateo instead of San Francisco.
There we go. Did they? But was it like some people said? We drove and drove and drove. We got there and there was water, and then we were pissed because there was nowhere else to drive.
Yeah, pretty much.
Get the piers out there,
right?
Not to be confused with the flat Earth people out there. But we'll talk about that later.
No. The flat Earth people are. Well, Dune, have you seen for yourself that the Earth is round?
Johnny, if you even start to go down this path...
Have you been to Antarctica to prove its existence?
As God, as my witness, did not realize this was a thing. I really did not realize
it's a thing.
It is more than a thing. It is a thing shared by many stoners that a couple of days ago on 420 were going like, flat Earth, dude, it's back at you. I didn't realize this.
Well, do you know
because
that
I've been watching Twitch. I've been watching Twitch a lot. And
do you know that the images you see from space of the Earth are all like Photoshop or manipulated images?
Yes, they're all Photoshop, and they were all
even before Photoshop was a thing.
Johnny, they were all Photoshopped in the studio across where they faked the moon landing.
That too.
There we go.
That's the scariest.
That was always a scary look right there.
So back to these dudes.
Yes,
these dudes who. They found out the Earth was round because they didn't fall over the edge.
I feel safer now.
So they went out to San Francisco and they were going to make a movie.
Got shrooms and weed and whatever else they could find.
They were actually going to make a movie called Violence Fats, and they made an executive decision that the characters in Violence Fats were all going to be short because the studio that they built in their basement had a low ceiling, so this way they could make costumes where they all walked around on their knees.
See, this just sounds... I don't know. This could be a normal thing. This could be different. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well,
I'm so glad I'm back in Kansas now, and I'm able to have you in stereo, and this is in mono, by the way. But that's okay. Hey, by the way,
okay,
quickly, you got a bottle on your desk?
I do.
As does Dune. You have what is it? What is there?
This is UFO Abracadabra. It's apricot flavored.
Ah, okay. I am rocking the New Holland Oatmeal Stout, The Poet, is what I have.
It's actually warming up, so I'm going for something lighter.
And it has the rave. Are you saying I'm doing it wrong? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I'm saying, well, it might still be cold there. Is it still cold there?
Well, it's cool. It's not cold. Here's the difference. See, you used to live in Cali. I say that word.
Here's the real problem. The real problem is my camera is being held up by electrical tape. Can you tell?
Yes, because now you have now deheaded yourself yet once again.
Eventually, you're going to get to see my floor.
You didn't. You duct tape, Johnny. Do I have to play the song? That's it. And by the way, badass. He needs to do it. By the way, Damon needs to do an update on that song. Gorilla Tape. That's the new duct tape.
That's the new duct tape?
That's the new badass duct tape. It will almost fix luggage. It will almost fix luggage. Yeah, there's a
story there.
I just have to think for the people just tuning in and hearing this in the background, no, Dune and Johnny are not at Mardi Gras. That's not what's going on. I mean, is this like a group full of these guys just completely whacked out of their skull, having a good time, or what? Is it? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Well, pretty much. Well, what it is, I mean, these guys, we'll just go with the top-down camera angle. So, hello from the top of my TV.
That's right.
Hello up there!
Hey, we're cool. We're good with that.
Hey, and I'm not knowing any neighbors screaming that.
There you go. There's the J-Man. Actually, I don't want to say J-Man. That's actually the name of... There, we're back. That's actually the name of a dude who does a show. So not the J-Man. Jonny. Jonny.
So these dudes are the Delta Nudes.
These cats, the Delta Nudes.
Well, they were going to try to make a movie that wasn't working out, and they like to jam a little bit and make, some tapes for themselves.
Okay.
And they realized, there's some weird stuff being released on record these days. And, there was a cat by the name of Captain Beefheart that put out an album called Trout Mask Replica that sounded rather cacophonous and chaotic, but was very well executed, very well planned. And it's the type of thing that...
Whoa, cacophonous.
Cacophony. Cacophonous.
That's like the flat earth. It's a thing.
Okay. Would you like to hear...
No, I'm just asking. It's a thing, right? You're not making this up going like...
there's a word called cacophony. You've not heard the word cacophony?
No. I hadn't heard of the term jiggle-billy either until last night.
Okay. Well, here we go.
Put that... Warhawk, put that on the list. Jiggle-billy, please. We're going to...
All right.
Warhawk's in charge of the white list now.
All right, this is what I think. This is how I would best describe music that sounds cacophonous or cacophony.
Cacophony. Okay, at least cacophony is in stereo.
My smile is stuck. I cannot go back to your frown.
Wow.
Right. So this got released.
That's very cacophonic.
And the Delta Nudes noticed. Hey, there are like people that sit in suits at a boardroom table and say, yes, we will put this out.
This will work. This will sell.
And that's when they decided we ought to make a tape of something that's, in the same vein, and we'll send it to them and see if they'll put this out.
This sounds... You have to wonder if one of those things, if they say, just send me something, I don't care what it is, and somebody goes,
right.
Okay, dude. You said it.
So
I'm going to do it.
So they put this tape together of their best stuff, as we're hearing in the background right now, and they called and they sent it to a guy who was representative of Warner Brothers Records, and they called this the Warner Brothers album, and they sent it in to this dude, the guy that signed off on Captain Beefheart's album, and he took a listen to it.
I swear to God, if I thought you were making this up, I'd be so pissed. If you're gonna say it was published by
and they called it the Aristocrats
by Colonel Snagglepuss, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. I'm telling you right now.
No, I think his name was like Hal or something like that. I forget.
Of course, why wouldn't it be Hal?
So he decided that this tape was not for Warner Brothers and they weren't going to put it out, but they didn't put their name on it. So, but the Delta Nudes didn't put their name on it when they sent the demo in, so he returned it to the address that it came from, but he didn't have a name to put on the package, so he sent it to the Residents.
Of course.
And that is how...
It's like Mikey, he'll eat anything. The Residents, they'll play anything. That's just exactly what it is, right?
No, because that is the group of people that sent in the tape.
And I see.
The tape was returned to the Residents, as in the residents of that address, and that's when they realized...
Oh, I see what you're saying, the Residents.
And that's when they realized, that's who we are. We're the Residents.
Boom. I just got schooled. Jonny just schooled me. The guy on the big green couch just schooled me. I like that.
Yeah. By the way, the picture on Amazon makes this look like green screen.
Yes.
And what showed up was what looks like lime in my room and looks like olive on your screen.
Well, you know the thing about it? I could actually make that green screen if I wanted to. I'm going to have to work on that because that would be fun to have Jonny sitting on different things. What would Dune make him sit on? I don't know.
So Record Store Day was established.
Like yes.
I'm sorry. I keep on trying to get back to a story.
No, go ahead.
There's fun things happening.
I'm just glad to be back in Wichita. I'm sorry. I'm happy to be home. There we go. Okay.
That's where your guns are.
That's where all my stuff's at. Thank you, Jonny. Thank you for telling me that. Okay. back to the residents. Go ahead.
Well,
I'll drink my beer.
So Record Store Day was established when record stores weren't doing well as a way to drum up more business at least once a year. And now record stores are thriving. Vinyl is big and has gone up in value. And they continue this sham of a thing that there's no longer a need for called Record Store Day, which basically lets them put out limited editions of things that people that don't really want them line up early to buy them and then flip them for a profit on eBay. So the people who really want the records have to pay 2 or 3 times as much on eBay. And this is helping no one. Except for people that flip them on eBay.
There
and it's
we
like, could we just pull the plug on this stupid thing? So the residents decided, we're going to sing Maggie's Farm and participate in Record Store Day.
That's true. Hey, did you happen to catch the chat that just came through?
No, I didn't catch it.
It's on the screen there. It says, I should project the lemon party image on your futon. That's what I've been told. You know what? I don't dislike Jonny enough to do that. No. I really don't. I mean, of all things I would put on the... I don't know if that's the one I want. I don't think that's... I don't think... Because I would have to see it. I would have to go download it and have it on my computer somewhere. That would be disturbing. That would be in your search history. That's true.
Someday you'll be standing there up at the debate podium and going, now, you want to be president of this country, and we see here that on April 22nd of 2018, you downloaded an image of old men engaging in gay sexual activities. Would you care to explain that, Mr.
I don't know.
Dune?
It's either going to get me. I'm either going to lose some votes or get some votes. So I don't know. We'll see what happens here. It all really kind of depends. I don't know. That's true.
It depends what party you're running on.
That's very true. That's extremely true.
Yeah,
it'd be fun to see, but I don't think. Yeah, I don't think I want to do that. Because here's the thing. So, Warhawk, write this down too. Does everybody have a designated bro to come clean their computer out? Write that down. We need to talk about that too. Okay.
We also need to talk about booze.
Yes.
But just to wrap
up
the story.
So calk, clean your computer, and booze so far.
Well, I haven't even gotten the calk yet.
No, I know. I'm just giving him a list. This is
I got a bucket.
Okay. Well,
who needs caulk when you got a bucket?
Exactly. So we'll talk about. I'll put a bucket. Go ahead and throw a bucket in there too, Warhawk.
The wood's already rotted. So what? The floor is going to collapse?
Yeah. Wait, really? Come on.
There's plenty of good floors surrounding the band patch.
Okay. So National Record Day. National Record
Store Day.
Record Store Day.
So the residents recently had a member retire, and I have a feeling that the member who retired, his name is Hardy Fox, and he's come out and said, I'm the guy that wrote most of the music for the residents back in the day, and now I'm just Hardy. And they're going to figure out how to write music.
No longer a Fox? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I'm just Hardy Fox.
He
put out an album recently under his real name. He's been putting out albums under a different name called Charles Bobuck.
Of course.
Who
of the New Hampshire Bobucks, by the way.
Yes. And that all was a nickname that was derived from the name game because people would go Chuck, Bobuck, Banana, Fana. Anyways, you get the idea.
Yeah.
And but now that he's no longer a controlling interest in the residents, all their old tapes that they refused to ever release before, suddenly they're agreeing to release. I have a feeling we know which member of the residents was holding up the release of these things. And so
I see now.
Because
hardcore
residents fans.
Now Chucky Boy is no longer in the business. He's in the picture.
Now Homer is like, let's put it all out. People will give us money. We're going to put it all out there. And so they put out a vinyl.
It's what? I can play shit like you're listening to right now and make money off of it? Oh, hell yes.
So Homer is pressed up.
You can't make this up.
So Homer's pressed up some vinyl copies of this old demo tape, which I already had downloaded a copy for free, not $50 to $150 on eBay, for free, $0. I have this.
Boom, donut, baby. That's right.
I would have bought a legit copy if they sold it through their website, but no, they printed up limited edition copies, sent a few out to record stores out there so people could line up, scoop them up, and flip them on eBay for $50 to $150.
Absolutely, that's what you do.
So this is what $50 to $150 gets you.
Wow. Now, please tell me you didn't pay that for this.
No, like I said, I downloaded this for free years ago.
Yeah, but well, Is that legal?
You know what? I don't fucking care.
Oh, okay. I just wondered because I thought maybe we were going to say that you were holding it for somebody just in case their house burnt down.
Basically,
and then
before the internet, I mean, hardcore fans of The Residents knew about these things. Mm-hmm. And back then, you bought your music from The Residents directly through them, through their mail order catalog. So if you called Ralph Records headquarters and asked, hey, I heard about this really cool demo tape called the Warner Brothers album. If I give you money, will you send me a copy? They would sell you a cassette tape.
That's just crazy talk, Johnny.
They would.
You mean somebody that has in the record industry would be willing to give you a product if you gave them money?
Right. Well, Ralph Records was a small operation that they were kind of in direct contact with their customers.
I'm being facetious here, people.
No. Well, if I called Columbia Records and asked for a copy of the album Attila, they would say, how did you get this number, and hang up on me.
No, they'd say, what Here, I'd stop it. I'm on the front page, so I can't do that. Okay.
They would say, we're sorry, Billy Joel doesn't want us to acknowledge the existence of that album.
That's right. That's how it would work.
But if you called Ralph Records back in the day and said, hey, could I buy a copy of the Warner Brothers album? They would be like, well, you're a hardcore fan. You know what this is. You're not going to complain that it sucks. So we'll dub a cassette for you and send us a check and we'll mail it out to you.
I like
so
that.
people have cassette copies of this.
You're not going to complain it sucks. That's a good thing.
Right. They didn't want to sell it
obviously
as an album
long
and
before
have
the internet.
Complain.
Yeah, because now everything sucks on the internet, according to somebody.
Well, the Residents actually got a little bitchy when this started floating around for free on the internet. And they said that they felt like it was as if someone was passing around videos of them masturbating.
Well, you know how you fix that, Johnny? You don't take a video of yourself masturbating. Just saying. Just throwing that out there for the people.
Basically, they feel like this is early experimental stuff that doesn't meet their standard, that they're a little embarrassed about. Mm-hmm. So the fact that people are trading this now freely and it's spread out beyond their little small core of fans back in the day they sold cassettes to, they kind of feel like it's like the musical equivalent of the masturbation videos floating around of them.
I got you. Well, you know what I'm saying, though. I mean, don't make it if you don't want to see people shaking it. Wait, did I just say that right?
Yeah, you did just say that, okay. And that's why the Residents are kind of like, you know what? If you're going to do stuff like this, then this doesn't really encourage us to share our things. If you're just going to, send it off to anyone, because it kind of made them regret making those cassette copies. But now that Hardy's no longer making any calls, Homer's like, hell yeah, press up the masturbation tapes into a vinyl record. And
yeah, there we go. That's right.
There we go.
We're old. Our schlongs still work. What the hell? Yeah, one of those things. Oh, God.
One of those things.
Yeah, one of those things. That's okay. Huh. Hey, it could be worse. I don't know how, but it could be.
But somehow they learned how to tune their instruments after this album. It could be worse
because you're listening to it.
Yeah. This is interesting. The Warner Brothers album
in a nutshell,
and that's Record Store Day. So fuck Record Store Day.
Record Store Day. That's just I have to say I have never heard a record store. That's something new to me.
Yeah, it's just an excuse to put out limited edition vinyl that people can scoop up and flip on eBay for mass profits.
For massive profits. I like that.
Yes.
Because
fuck that.
Listen, we're all about profits.
Because I find personally, between you and me, Dune, that record sounds so much better and so much sweeter when I know that there are people out there that couldn't buy a copy that are being deprived the experience.
That's true.
That's what really takes the sound up to the next
believe me,
step.
You and I have always been, at least I've been on the same page, I guess, when it comes to...
Yeah, just print them more copies. Print them up.
Well, my whole
Take
thing,
my money.
I think a lot of times when people go and see stuff on the internet or hear it on the internet or whatever, they'll end up going to buy it. I think they do if they want. If they don't, they won't.
Right. Exactly.
I don't know. I just don't think. I don't think there's bazillions because I think there's a lot of people that first of all they wouldn't have the exposure of it. But hey, we're going way back in time now because crazy talk and all that good stuff. So there we go. The Residents Record Day, bull crap.
So I have a feeling, Dune, that you got someone designated to wipe your computer of all traces of residence.
No, I think I need to do that though. I actually, this was a Facebook post, so internet equals true, right? So what it was, there was a thing that said, hey, do you have that friend who's designated to, if you get hit by a bus, to come over and fix your computer, for lack of a better term. I was just curious.
Let me ask you a question, Dune.
Okay.
Because Kristen would probably not be surprised by anything that's on my computer.
Mm-hmm.
Would your wife be surprised by anything on your computer?
Probably not, because I'm pretty damn good at it. No, I'm just Did I say that out loud? No. Well, I don't know. I happen to know a guy, a good friend of mine, Bob, that could fall into that category of needing his computer wiped, but he doesn't care. Does not care. He said, if I'm dead, I won't care.
Now, why is it that you have figured him as the guy who needs his computer cleaned?
Rumor.
Okay.
Just a rumor.
Now, for the purpose of example here, for us to fully understand what this is we're talking about, would you care to elaborate on these rumors?
Just rumors. About
maybe we can call up Bob and ask him about these rumors.
About massive, he likes to learn about growing corn.
Okay.
With a P.
With what?
A P.
A P.
It rhymes with corn.
Oh, he likes to learn about growing. What? Wait, I didn't realize that there was a porn crop.
Well, you don't know Bob. It's just one of those.
You sow the seeds, and these magazine trees start sprouting,
right.
which eventually mature into VHS tapes.
That's right. Next thing you know, there's centerfolds everywhere. There's DVDs, MP3s, you name it. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
Shit's about to get real at BOBs.
And in the odd corners of the eBay, the odd porn 8-track.
You know what? That could be it.
I own 4 of those. So
see, then ain't got nothing on Johnny. Right there we go. That's fun. So if you have, I just wonder for the people out there that have large collections of corn that starts with a P on there. I don't know. I don't know. I don't
store much, really, to be honest, because I don't want to watch the same video over and over again.
You can stream everything.
I go find a new one. Yeah.
You just click on new corn, and then boom, there it is.
I mean, dude,
you either get a really hard rock band or that.
Once you watch the video of the sister falling on her brother's,
I don't. Whoa!
You didn't need to see it again, right?
You cannot just say that. You can't just come out on the air and just say that somebody's sister fell on some dude's corn.
It fell and slipped in there. and dude, you did not download and save that. And you didn't need to see it again because it was an accident in the first place.
I'm pretty sure I don't know what you're talking about. I'm pretty
sure you do.
I am pretty sure. I'm pretty sure if I could find the.
I believe the lie was, why is there a dick in me?
I'm pretty sure if I could find the file, I would play it, but I don't know where it's at. So luckily for me, I don't know where it's at. How long ago was that, by the way? Beanie Loco? No, that you don't want that. You don't want that. Maybe I could do a search for "is that." Is that? No, that doesn't come up.
Here we go. I found. I think I found it. It's called Bratty Sis.
Well, I thought I had clipped that, and I. Maybe I didn't.
You want the milk?
Oh, there we go.
I think that's the long version. No pun intended.
Freaking God! You're the most immature mother.
Oh, there are the tits.
Hey, at least she's. I like it. She's not. She was censoring herself.
What the fuck are you?
She was, and then as soon as the shirt came off and the tits came out, censorship went right out the window.
You got milk all over me, dude. Like,
oh! How did his hands end up there?
Crazy.
And now they're on the couch.
Crazy! You threw milk all over me.
And that slipped out of there.
Okay.
And she's on top of that. And
wait.
Why is there a dick?
Okay. I tried to cover that up the best I could because I couldn't find my censor sound. That's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for. Why is there because we're never going to be on the front page ever again. Thank you.
You didn't tell me we were on the front page.
Well, I did.
Pardon me while I screen share.
You weren't listening. No, let's not do that. Let's go to the web that is just my screen. There we go. Because I don't have it set up.
Now there's like 5 of them.
There are 5 of you. If you wonder what Dune looks like, what I look at when I look at my broadcast machine, that's it. There you go. That's what it looks like.
Okay. So. All right. Well, anyways, that was the video that Dune does not have massive copies of on his computer embedded in multiple desktops that Bob needs to come over and delete multiple times.
Oh, I would never trust Bob to come over and delete anything. I would just be better off just giving it to Bob. I think what I'm going to do, I'll just send it to you. You'll have it anyway. You'd rather have it. I'm going to put you in charge. I'm going to put you in charge of the Dune and Bob archive. There we go.
You remember what happened with the last computer you sent me?
Yeah,
we spent an hour dissecting it on the air.
You broke it. Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
I did delete all your passwords though. So
that was very nice of you. I'm glad you left me a little bit of money in my account. That was nice of you. Effing Firefox.
Don't mess with the passwords of a dude that owns a gun. God, that's my rule.
Freaking Firefox. Yeah, I was a noob back then. I was kind of newbie. I was. Just really, hey, at least you know what? I thank goodness that I never fell for the phishing things though. I never did that. I still have fun with those, by the way. I really got a good one. I got a good one from Cox Internet the other day. That wasn't from them, and I spent I was in the airport when I got it, so I spent probably 20 minutes filling out passwords and usernames on there, and then going back and doing it again. So. I don't know if anybody ever actually sees these things or not.
Oh, you were filling their database up with invalid passwords.
Yes, I was going poophead at suchin.com, and go F yourself. Go S on a D, all kinds of stuff like that. I even did that, the S and letter and D.
I might recommend a podcast for you if you like hearing people mess with those types of things.
Oh, there's a lot of good ones out there. There's actually a guy on Twitch that does that too. That's actually kind of fun. What's the podcast though?
Well, the podcast is a tech-related podcast called Reply All, and they did a 2-part episode because they do tech things. It's not all about going after scammers. They just did a 2-part episode about these phone scammers that try to sell you antivirus software.
Yes,
because one of the guys got a call from the center. And so he kept calling them and kept asking them questions, trying to figure out who they are and what's going on. And they started kind of like researching the URL of the page that they went to buy the software and who owns that and what other sites they own and who these guys are and what building they're in. And it got to a point that they immediately would hang up on this guy whenever he called their call center because they pretty much had it memorized, do not talk to this guy. This guy's like a reporter of a podcast that's fishing for information from us. And so he finally got their attention when he I'm going to give away one of the funniest parts of the episode, but still worth listening to. So he had figured out who a few of these people are and their names, and he found their Facebook pages and pictures of them. So he called them up pretending to be someone else to go through the scam again, to let him connect into his computer. And when they connected into his computer, he had a group shot of all of them set as his desktop background.
That's a good one. That's a good one there. I like that. There's a guy on Twitch that gets 4,000 to 6,000 people watching, and that's what he does. He uses a voice changer and calls all those things, and he acts like an old lady or a young girl or like dude that says I got
a surfer.
Yeah, like surfer dude kind of thing. Yeah, there's some good stuff. But yeah, there's all that.
Hang loose, dude. I'm calling you on the phone. And we're hanging tag.
I get to where it's fun to watch a little bit, but it takes it takes a long time to get through the whole process with that thing. It's not a real fast thing. It has to, so I bounce between that. I'll watch the guy that's, scamming the girls. Hey, Ryan Ribble's in the room. How you doing? I didn't say scamming the girls. No, he's scamming the scammers. And then I might go over and watch the Russian pole dancer because she's on. You might as well watch. Why not?
Well, yeah. You want to verify that the pole is sturdy.
Exactly.
And then using a proper scaffold.
And, if you get tired of that, there's the Asian pole dancer. Just mix it up a little bit, kind of thing. The same thing, they're on. And then you got the cute hula hoop girl. Are you seeing a pattern here? Just wondering. Maybe not.
No one needs to scrub your computer because you just watch streams that once you close the page, they're gone.
You know what? And I'm watching it on Twitch, so it has to be okay. There can be nothing weird there at all. Period.
So what's the deal with the hula hoop thing? Because that's like a small thing in a large opening, and
Okay, where are you going? Where is Johnny going with this?
It's a hula hoop. That's how it works.
It is.
I don't know.
It is, but I don't like the way you're saying it. You make it sound. You make it sound weird when you say it.
Was my description inaccurate in some way?
Well, I don't think it was inaccurate. It just creeped out for a second. That's all it was.
I'll just say that the hula hoop is pretty large.
I'm thinking the hoop that you were speaking of is not the hoop that I'm thinking of. That's just what I'm saying here. Let me actually.
You shake your hips and it moves around, and things are kind of loose.
I'll see if I can find said hula hooper, so you can kind of see. Oh, that's not the one you want. You want this one.
The right one.
That's the one you want. So this is the hula hoop girl. So that would be her.
Now, does she make money doing this?
Yeah, people actually. Well, I guess you say, does she make money? I mean, people send, they donations and tips and all that stuff. But she's very
hula hoop ain't expensive.
She's very she's very good at it. I mean, very good. She does have a ring in her nose, which is kind of weird. But then,
you know what?
And then now she's got the little.
It seems to me
that this meant the time she was drunk or fell down.
Perfectly twice, and you didn't even look.
So there you go.
Yeah, she holds up 3 fingers.
Did she really?
I did it twice.
Did she really? Okay, let me go back. Let me go back. Here we go.
Twice. I did it perfectly twice, and you
okay,
didn't
I think. Okay, was that the 3 finger or the OK symbol though? I don't know. We have to.
I'm going with 3 fingers. Why would you hold up OK to symbolize twice?
Can we get a ruling on this though? Warhawk,
does anyone do this anymore? Does anyone do the OK anymore? No one's done the OK since 1987.
Well, I don't think
so. I'm saying that's
okay. Well, you know what? We're going to have to say in Johnny's case, we're gonna have to say that's correct.
I'm going with 3 fingers.
Okay, we're going to say I'll have to ask her next time. Oh, she dances too. So, but she's really good at hula. Let's see if I can find her because she does.
You know what? We're really good.
She does talk a lot. She does handstands.
We're really good at drinking beer. Can we get people to send us money to drink beer on webcam?
You know what? I bet somebody somewhere is making money doing that.
Okay, well here I'm just going to drink this beer.
Just saying.
And this is probably about $50 worth of donation beer,
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of time and effort goes into making this beer and getting it here to this class and up the stairs and on this table.
I think
if you want to help support our beer drinking for your pleasure,
you have to actually get it filled out to where you're doing that. Because I don't know how you actually make that happen.
Well, you're streaming in like 20 different places right now. Somewhere out there, someone wants to send us money to drink beer.
21.
21.
Don't short sell me. Do not short sell me.
Okay, so 21. What's our PayPal info?
Yeah, just something like that. Something like that. That could be true.
We just need to set up the place for people to send the money and say, we want you to pay us to drink beer.
You
profit.
You pay us.
And we drink beer.
You know what? I see nothing wrong with this.
Yeah.
I see nothing wrong.
We should try this next Saturday. Next Saturday, how much money can we make drinking beer while playing tunes?
You know, if I find out we could have made money this whole time, I'm going to be so pissed. So pissed if I find this out. I'm
going to have a turntable set up by next Saturday now.
This is going to be, wow. All this time.
All this time.
Oh, by the way,
we've been making money.
By the way, Russian pole dancer.
That is a sturdy pole right there.
Just saying. If you get bored with hula hoop girl.
Oh, she could do the splits.
Just for case people wanted to know.
And I think that was a Russian split, technically.
She's very talented.
She's very bendy.
And she's smart and articulate in Russian, which I can't understand a word of, but I assume she's articulate. Very
she
spinny.
She knows how to build a sturdy pole.
She does know how to build. Yeah, she does know how to build a sturdy pole. So there you go. So if you'd like to,
and there's physics involved.
There's absolutely physics. Yep, that's
motion
right.
and gravity and
she's very clean. She is very clean. When she's done, clean the pole.
You always clean the pole.
You always clean the pole.
You want to polish the pole.
There we go.
And you always stroke
this is not,
in the right direction.
This is not going
top to bottom.
This is not the direction I was thinking it was going to go. I'm just saying that. Just saying.
No, you thought we were going to. So this is the type of stuff that you should get someone to clean off of your computer.
Not necessarily, because that's just a video. Anybody can watch. That's just out there.
Okay. So if Dune's mom comes into the room and sees that up on her deceased son's computer screen, you're okay with that?
I don't think. I think my mom would be glad that
you were into fitness.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Exactly. Because she's obviously very fit.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
You were doing some research to build your own pole for a fitness routine.
That's it. Because
you
got
the
what?
Scaffolding to build it.
I got the scaffolding to build the pole. You buy the pole, but the fun thing is too, if you watch her stream, you get to see her take the pole up and put it down. So she can erect her own pole. She absolutely can. That's the cool part about it. So athletic,
that knows how to
athletic, articulate, can erect a pole,
and knows how to build an erection.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
Just like
there
that.
we go.
Just like
that's
that.
Just like that. Wait, so that's not like permanently installed. That's a spring-loaded type of thing. That's the type of thing that on YouTube you see collapse.
It's not. Yes, exactly what it is. These girls know how to make it not collapse. Wow, where are we going with this?
Well,
I'm not sure.
It helps if you're not 300 pounds swinging off. There
are tools involved. And they tighten it up. You know what I didn't realize though? I realize now I know way too much about poles. Just that these new improved poles actually have two settings. They have the static that is the pole that just doesn't do anything. Then they have the pole that actually spins. Like literally, the pole spins.
Right,
okay.
And you got to tighten up your pole.
That's true. Is that what this is? Is this pole tightening music, Johnny? I didn't realize that was a thing.
No, this is tighten up. They dance as good as they want. You got to tighten up your pole.
I didn't realize that. I can see because she does do this to music.
She's telling you how to tighten up. You got to tighten up your pole, right?
You don't want to lose pole. We don't want it.
I don't think this is pole dancing music, but you do want to be tightened up.
You know what? Technically, if you're dancing on a pole and music's playing, it's pole dancing music. Did you think about that?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
It's like right now, this is beer drinking music. Because why?
Because we're drinking beer.
Because that's right.
Now put the pole dancer up on the screen while we have this music, and we'll see if it works.
I don't know if I still have the pole dancer available. Oh, I do. I totally had the pole dancer available. That didn't sound right. You
always had the. That's like the default page on your browser.
I don't think that's true. Here, you know what? We got to go. Let's see if we can make this truly happen. This would be a perfect time for my wife to walk in the room. Perfect time.
Oh yeah, this works.
This totally works. I like this. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to the Dune and Bob Show. Next week. Wow. Whew.
There you go. That's how you tighten it up.
Is it warm in here?
That is how you tighten it up.
I don't know. Is it warm in here?
Something is tightening up.
By the way, this is the longest that Ryan Ribbles has ever been in my room, ever. Ever. I don't understand it. He's hanging. He's right.
Well, if he wants to call in, we promise we won't debate politics. We won't put him in the middle.
Well, yeah, we won't do that. No,
we won't do that.
And it should be live for Skype. You can call in and see if the thing still works. I realize my render time on my computer. You know what's? I just realized something. Last week, when I was in California, I was in the hotel room and I was at a Hilton, and they have, excuse me, you can pay extra for a higher speed internet there per day.
Yeah, right.
And I did that on Sunday, and I was able to successfully do the show, stream it, have Johnny talking to me. I didn't try Skype, but it all worked, and it worked really, really good. And I have to almost think, other than the sound quality, because I was talking into a different kind of microphone, I have to say that the video quality was really good, and actually almost better than this freaking PC I bought. And I don't know why that is. It kind of bothers me. For some reason, it's just... I don't know.
It's got to be your Cox.
Well, no, it's not. It's just the actual guts of the computer. My laptop was able to handle the rendering and everything else. It seemed like with more ease than this one is. So I may have to do some rethinking on this. I don't know what the deal is, because like right now, the render time is insanely high. It's crazy.
That's weird that you're able to do the same amount of processing power on a laptop with less problems.
No, I have a whole lot of stuff. Logged. But CPU. Total. Like 63% is what I'm using, which it's a lot, but not a whole lot.
Right.
I mean, it's less than 100, so that's a good thing. I don't know. We'll have. I may have to do some work on it, but.
Yeah, there might be something.
But I just realized I went back and watched last week's show with you, and it does. It looks really good. The video quality from you looked really good. The video quality from me looked actually pretty good, except for that horrible, Dune's fat face looking up angle, which I can't stand. But hey, life goes on. But
it happens.
It works.
It works.
It works.
But there
was no pole in the room though. No pole.
Well, we'll have to work on that. But I do have a topic we could bring up, and it's one of these funny moments. I just randomly flashed back to high school for a moment, randomly.
Those are always fun.
This is a fun story. So, because Kristen
Johnny's high school flashback.
Yeah, because Kristen bought a bottle of a strawberry lambic beer, and she was drinking it with dinner today.
Okay,
we had some nice hot wings.
I didn't realize your wife was a beer drinker.
Not normally, but this is a strawberry lambic. That's
kind of hot, Johnny. Just saying.
Well, strawberry lambic tastes like strawberry.
Don't let that creep you out.
It's very fruity. It's very fruity. It doesn't taste like a beer. She doesn't like beer that tastes like beer.
Okay, I got you.
Your wife doesn't like beer that tastes like beer either, because she's drinking the Bud Light, which is more like a spring water.
Okay. There you go. Thank you, Johnny. I was going to say I don't like wine that tastes like wine, so I guess that makes sense.
Well, yeah. I mean, some wine's okay if it's paired properly.
Okay, gotcha.
Dessert wines are pretty good.
Yeah, ones that taste like birthday cake, which I had, was pretty good.
There you go.
Horrible headache the next day. Big stomach ache, but tasted good.
So, she drank some beer, some of the strawberry lambic with our, buffalo wing dinner while watching some Star Trek Next Generation. Mm-hmm. And afterwards, she mentioned that, she was feeling kind of goofy or something, like, oh, it must be the booze. It's the good booze, not the bad. And I was like, yeah, the bad booze would be Carl booze. And
I wasn't ready. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. Sorry. They're right next to each other. I couldn't help it.
And you knew that was a joke, but you don't get it because
I don't. But obviously, thank you for making people know I didn't know, Johnny. I was trying to make it sound like I knew something I didn't know.
But obviously, I know.
Yeah, sorry.
But obviously, I knew someone named Carl Booze who I don't think of fondly, and
he's more of a ass. Is what you're saying. Just throwing that out there. Okay.
Carl Booze is the guy that drew up the charts for the formations for the marching band routine when I was in high school. And, so this, we get these charts, and a whole book of them, and it's basically our routine. And we spend a week at band camp. And this one time at band camp,
don't say it. If you talk about a flute in the, you're going to do it, aren't you?
No, this one time at band camp, we learned the proper formations while holding our instruments and playing them, not using our genitals.
Okay,
because that's what happens at band camp.
There was no FMPs.
No.
When you're okay, gotcha.
No one stuck a flute in their pussy that I know.
I wasn't going to say that. I was going to play this, but now it sounds dirty. Just Johnny went dirty on me. I don't feel. Did you guys sound like this, by the way? Was this?
No, but I could break up what we sounded like.
Well, no, that does not do that. This is better. This will for sure get me kicked off of YouTube, so why not?
Okay. All right. So, anyways, Carl Booz drew the charts, and he didn't come to band camp the first few years we were there. Okay. So we had to, people figured out the charts for ourselves, and then after we learned the charts, this guy shows up at practice one week, and I'm like, who the hell is this guy, and why is he yelling at us as if he knows what these charts are supposed to be? It's like, well, that's Carl Booz. He's the guy that wrote the... That's Carl Booz. He's the guy that wrote the charts that we're using. So you might want to listen to him.
You were like, you're all like, what the fuck? That's what you guys were doing.
So Carl Booz noticed that we weren't doing something as he envisioned in his head when he drew up these charts. And so he's like, no, you're doing this wrong. Yo! Stop talking! Listen to the guy who drew the charts! I might know something here! Okay, so... And then he instructs us, you guys, you want to go over here, and you guys, you want to go over there, and you guys want to come in over here, and that way you kind of make this type of motion as you go from this chart to this chart. All right, let's set up at the start. Yo, stop talking! All right, start up at the stop, and let's, go, and 5, 6, 7, 8. And now, I must, just a little piece of information here. I played the mellophone, not to be confused with the telephone, because that would be weird if I was out in the field holding a receiver in my ear and making ringing sounds. No, I played the mellophone, which looked like an overgrown trumpet and kind of had a sound of a French horn. So it was like the marching version of a French horn. And
okay.
So Carl Booz's instructions methodically in a grand manner had the result of the mellophones coming this way, and they all get run over by the trumpet section, followed by the baritone section, followed by the trombone section. And
wow.
I was not happy with Carl's instructions that resulted in my having all these footprints on me. And, in cartoon style, I pulled myself out of the ground. There's an imprint of my body within the field at this point.
It figures with a guy named Carl that caused all this, just saying.
Yes, Carl Booz, the worst kind of booze you ever had. And
I was going to say, if you think about it, he's like the Jazz Fingers guy, isn't he?
Yes,
he kind of is. He kind of is. I guess thought about that. He's kind of like the Jazz Fingers guy, but not as cool.
And so Carl noticed that this did not unfold as he envisioned it in his head, because now I think it did. I think he envisioned in his head, let's have the mellophones come in here and completely get run over by 3 sections. That will be the most entertaining marching band show ever. and
well, he might have wrote down a right when he meant to left. Who knows? I have no idea.
I don't know.
Some people do that sometimes.
So he came out to explain what went wrong and kind of say some variation of, okay, guys, this time do it without running over the mellophones. And I, in typical Gators fashion, with my Gators, personality, how would you expect me to respond to a situation in which a individual had given instruction that resulted in my getting run over by 3 different brass sections simultaneously?
What?
I was not happy
with yeah, just something like that. Maybe.
So I came up to this guy and I said,
actually,
I'd hate to break it to you.
You came up to this guy,
grand plan of yours just isn't gonna work.
Yeah, this happened there,
which is generally not acceptable behavior from a high school student to an adult instructor.
No.
But I had just been run over by 3 fucking brass sections.
Was he an actual teacher or just a hired gun?
He was a hired gun, but he was still an adult.
Okay.
And,
okay. I got you.
Hey, the nun was on his side, so...
No, yeah.
Nice.
I got you. There we go.
Well, luckily she wasn't pulled into this scenario because I said my piece to him. Like, I'd hate to break it to you, but this isn't going to work. I just got run over by... And he turned to me and he said, well, I hate to break it to you, but you come back and talk to me about this when you spend 10 years studying in this class and this class and this class, and you draw up all the charts to do everything. Why don't you go take, like... Yeah. Why don't you go take a lap around the field? And I told him what he could do with his lap, and we both never spoke to each other again.
That's what you said.
I didn't do a lap. He didn't go to Sister Dolores. So as far as I'm concerned, I won.
And in Kansas?
No.
There we go.
That is why Carl Booze is the worst kind of booze.
Wow.
And fittingly speaking, he spells it with an S. Because that's what I was yelling every time he showed up.
He's basically a great big
dong.
That's what he is. That's right.
So if he's out there still ranking up charts...
Hey, you know what? I knew there was a reason why I had this.
Stripper.
All this time.
We needed that earlier.
I did need that earlier. Oh, well.
In case people didn't understand what that was going on your screen.
That's right.
Well, she was keeping her clothes on and just swinging around the pole.
Totally
pole
different.
Dancer and stripper are not necessarily the same thing.
No, totally different. Now one can precede the other.
Oh, yeah.
And they could have something to do with
wiener.
Possibly. But not. See, the dogs agree. The dogs agree. Now, have you tried to look this cat up lately, though? I mean, would he be like 92 now? Or I just wonder. That would be kind of funny.
I didn't even think of that.
Because wouldn't that be the most ultimate phone call to make? Hi, Johnny Gator's here.
Well, there is a Carl Booze.
Yeah,
he didn't know my name. There was a guy named Carl Booze that has a Wikipedia article, but this guy looks much older and much more historic because there's a picture of him from 1865 on this page.
Guessing, unless it's a doppelganger, probably not.
And this don't look like the dude that tried to make me do a lap around the field and failed miserably because he was too busy telling the trumpets and trombones and baritones not to run over the mellophones next time you do that to verify that I actually was running around the field after he told me off.
There we go. Hopefully he didn't stick around very long. Just
No. Actually, he became more involved in the process the following
year. I wonder
if
there's an app for that now. The marching band app. Because I tell you, that stuff they do now is pretty freaking amazing. I mean, they really do. Where they're walking and going in between each other and everything. That is pretty trippy.
I gotta say that from experience, you can tell the difference between a more experienced choreographer for marching band formations and less experienced. Because in high school, they hired an adult that was trained for this properly and did it professionally to draw up charts. And so he had an idea, he had a vision, he drew it up, and sure, maybe I got run over once or twice, but who hasn't? Who's been... if you do 6 years of marching band, you're bound to get run over a few times.
I didn't do marching band, so...
Well, that would explain it. Yeah. Now, in college, marching band was completely and entirely 100% student run, which means students that had never drawn up marching band charts ever before in their life drew up those marching band charts. And they tried to get fancy.
What could go wrong? What could go wrong? Seriously.
What could go wrong? What could go wrong? And that's why we had a routine where you got these two lines here, and they come here, and we're all going to intersect and take turns. You go here, you go here, you go here, so it looks like these two lines are going right through one another. You ever try doing that, holding a brass instrument while playing music at the same time?
Looks good on paper. Right, left, right, smash. I think is what it would be, right?
Yes, and oddly enough, it was the entire trumpet and baritone and trombone section that... No, kidding.
Yeah, not to be confused with... Not that drum.
But I remember there was you find out where the line is, and then you cross the line, and then you're told that that's where the line is. Because
I see. That makes it easier when you have to figure it out yourself, right?
Well, I didn't figure it out.
So
Other people figured it out.
You push.
Basically, well, there was we did a version of a Caravan. Da ba da 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 ba bum ba da 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 ba bum. Look up the tune Caravan. And it's and that's what we were playing in marching band. And at the beginning of the tune had kind of a percussion break that start with boom 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 boom. So we're all not playing because it's just the pit up there with their drums going boom 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 for 8 or 10 counts or something like that. So a few of us on the side of the field start doing a little getting jiggy with it during that part, during rehearsal. And you know, like I see Dave over there is doing a little getting jiggy with it with his trumpet in his hand.
This is what I got. I don't think this is it, Johnny. I looked up Caravan March. There it is. This is what I got. I don't think this is it. I'm pretty sure. Not the caravan you were looking for.
No, that's the wrong caravan.
That's the wrong caravan. That's not it.
Let's see if I can find something like it. Well, this ain't exactly marching band rendition, but I think this is what we played a marching band version of.
Oh, here it is. Okay, this would be more of it. This would be more of it. Here. Let me move up here. Come on, quit talking about it. It's more playing, less talking.
Yes, this is Caravan.
And it probably sounded
very badly.
No, I think this is exactly how it sounded.
No,
I think this is
college.
it. I'm pretty sure this is Jonny.
No, this is high school. We were doing this in college. Well, you get the idea. You kind of do a little bit of this to it. So at the percussion break at the start of it, Dave was doing this, and I looked over there. So the next time we do the run through, me and Dave are doing this. Everyone around us start doing this, and at some point, you know, the drum major decided that looks cool. Why doesn't everyone do this? Hey, watch these guys, see what they're doing. We're all going to do this. And so we would always open the tune, going boom, 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 and then we put our horns up. And so at some point, I think it was during a football game, Dave and his girlfriend decided, what if we did a little grinding? And
okay. Yeah, this sounds like something you want to do back in the, late 80s, early 90s, something like that. Well, there was no grinding
late 90s.
I was going to say, this is late 90s. I guess you're much younger than I am.
And that's when we found out grinding was on its way out, when the drum majors told us, don't be doing that grinding anymore. Not cool. You crossed the line. So that was the...
so it's like grinding, not good. Running over guys with melanoma is okay.
Melanoma?
What'd you call it?
The mellophone.
Oh, sorry. You know, potato. Come on, give me a break. I don't know.
One's a musical instrument, the other's a skin condition.
I don't. You're so picky. There's no pleasing Jonny. There is no pleasing Jonny. That's all there is to it.
I'm gonna play the melanoma.
You know what? I would have totally dug it. I would have said. I'd have said yes. I believe you.
Yeah.
I'd have went out and said, my good friend Jonny plays the melanoma, and they'd have felt sorry for you and sent you money. That's the ticket. No, don't do that. Don't be that person.
No, don't be that guy that fakes melanoma.
Obviously, been 45 minutes because all the links just popped up again. Thank you. for the chat rooms that do function. There we go.
So that's the bad kind of booze, Carl Booze.
Oh wow. That's so funny. We'll have to try to look that cat up because you
know what?
You
don't want to talk to that guy.
You never know, Jonny. He could just randomly call into your show sometime. It could happen. It could totally happen. You're sitting there. It's you and Brian. You're doing the show. Everything's going good. Next thing you know, boom.
Carl Booze found me on the internet.
Booze dude, picture and all. Could have jazz hands. I don't know. We'll see. Won't be tomorrow though. We know that. And Ryan Ribble left the building.
Oh,
and Pharaoh came in. Hey, Pharaoh is in the building. There you go.
There we go. Now he has to stay for give us at least 5 minutes after giving him that level of.
That's true. Pharaoh can't just leave now. I mean, after that, that's a big thing.
So, Dune, let's talk about backstabbing in the workplace, shall we?
Sure, why not? Because Jonny has backstabbers in his workplace. You know, Dune may have.
They smile in your face.
Dune
all the time.
Dune may handle it differently. No, don't do that. No.
So here we go.
Okay.
I've not told my coworkers how to tune in this show, so if Dan Loveman's out there listening, fuck you.
Do you have to say the name?
Does that sound like a real name? That sounds like a fake name, doesn't it?
I hope it is.
It's not. But anyways.
It's probably not. You're right. Oh, man. Is this the one? Did I get it?
Actually, Dan is all right. At least he's a dick to my face, so I know where I stand with him.
Okay. He's not as cool as this song, though.
No,
by the way, which makes getting backstabbers not that big a deal.
No. This is my new workplace theme. So there's a guy. Well, there's a guy named Dan who's a bit of a dick, but you know where you stand. You know where you stand with him.
That's true.
Because he's a dick to your face.
Oh, there we go.
What they do.
That's right. That's right. Oh man! So at least
you gotta respect the person.
You have to say that. You have to say that. At least he's a dick to your face.
You got to respect the person.
Not that there's a dick in your face, but he's a dick to your. This is when people walk in and hear that. This is the weird thing.
At no point in time did Dan's genitals come out of his pants.
No,
no. He was.
Let's hope not.
Let's hope not. But no, he has no problem being a dick right to you. And there was a situation, and let me tell this story. And I'm going to tell just the facts, Dune. Just the facts.
Okay.
And here's what happened. So, I got a help desk ticket from someone who said, I keep getting phone calls from this phone number, and it's a telemarketing call. It's a recording, and it's disrupting me. Is there anything you can do about this? And so I turned to my supervisor, and I said, hello, Mr. Supervisor. Do we have the ability to block phone numbers? Because I have a help desk ticket asking to do this, and I can't just tell her, no, fuck off now.
And she's actually getting it from the same number. That's amazing, because that normally never happens. But.
That's what she said. Now, what the end user says and what really happens is often two different things.
That's true.
That's true. But she gave me the phone number and said, this is the number. It keeps calling me. Can you block it? And so I asked him, can we block it? And he said, well, we have Presidio that we outsource stuff like that to. Why don't you send them a request and ask them if they can block it? So I send a request out to Presidio to ask them, hey, can you block the phone number?
That's handles your VoIP phones, basically.
Right. So I asked Presidio, hey, could you block a phone number on a specific extension, only that extension, if I give it to you? And they're like, yeah, we can do that. Give us the information. So I give them the information. Now, any request I send to Presidio also is CC'd to Dan, who keeps an eye on things every now and then and makes sure no one's doing anything he disapproves of.
Because so basically, he is the Presidio master.
He is the phone system overseer and also the exchange admin. Okay. And he's very opinionated, and if he disagrees with something, he will let you know.
Okay. I think I may know this guy. I may know this guy. I think I may know this guy. Just saying.
This is the extreme version of this guy.
Okay.
Gotcha. He's like me, but 10 times worse. And that's probably how he describes me. But anyways, so one day, Dan, just as this request is starting to go through, and I'm starting to get somewhere, and okay, Presidio's going to do the block, and I'm going to tell the person, okay, it's blocked, and close the ticket, and my job's done, and I can pat myself on the back, and someone's happy with
me. Close that ticket, and down the road you go. Bing, bada bing, bada boom.
Dan doesn't privately come to me. Dan doesn't send me an email. Dan loudly stands up and across the room says to me, hey, Gators. And no, he didn't say, hey, Gators, because the fuck I'm going to tell him my screen name that I trash talk him using.
That's right.
Hey, Gators. No questions. No talking back. You just do what I tell you to do. You do this. I don't care what reason you have. This is what I'm telling you to do. You are to cancel that request. We do not block phone numbers. Under no circumstances do we block phone numbers. No way we block phone numbers. We're not blocking phone numbers.
What the fuck? Now wait, did this cat tell you to do it, though, or somebody else did?
No, this cat told me not to block it.
No, I mean, but originally somebody said do it this way, though.
My supervisor said,
okay.
Ask Presidio.
Okay, just so I'm clear, I gotta use a visual here.
I'm help desk. My supervisor's help desk supervisor. This dude's on the server team, and it reports to another supervisor whose name starts with a J. Let's say
so this is head dude. Oh, I shouldn't show that side of it.
Who's head dude?
So here's the square. Here's top guy.
The top guy isn't involved with this.
Well, I'm just saying in your team. I mean,
my boss,
your boss. So
my boss told me to go to Presidio.
Okay, and here's Johnny.
Right.
Where on this piece of paper would I draw the dick? Where would the dick be?
Well, the dick is on my level, but under someone else.
Okay, so directly across is.
Please draw a little dick.
Is this guy?
Yeah,
that's. That's the best I can do. I don't draw dicks. Did Dune just say I don't draw dicks? Is that? I don't think that's what I wanted to say.
What, you prefer to say you do draw dicks?
I don't. That's a very scary.
I see no. I see
more
no
like
problem.
that's a salt shaker and a couple donuts right there. I don't know what that.
Yes.
But anyway. Now I understand it. Now I got you.
This is only the start of the story.
Okay.
So now here's the thing: is I'm perfectly fine with company policies, and I'm perfectly fine with people telling me to do things a certain way and doing it that way.
Yes.
And if Dan tells me, no, we don't block numbers, I'm not going to block a number, and I'm not going to make a request to block a number, and I'm going to cancel the request. However, if an end user asks me, why don't you block numbers? I'd like to have an answer to that. And
yeah, because I said so doesn't really sound really
right.
Well.
And I also want to understand the logic behind it, the reason behind it, why we do things the way we do, and does Dan have a real reason why we don't do it this way? So I said, and so obviously Dan was not interested in the debate.
Well, since he already gave you the rules up front.
Right. And so here is exactly what I said to him, very calmly, very respectfully. I said, okay, Dan, I am going to do that. I have no problem doing that. I will do that, and I will keep doing that going forward. However, could you please explain to me why we don't block phone numbers? And he went all fucking Dan Loveman on me.
No,
and that's actually a saying I use at work.
Is your supervisor in a room anywhere or nearby? Did anybody hear this?
Well, everyone except my supervisor heard this.
Okay.
Because this took place very public place, very loudly in front of everyone. Of course, the thing is that everyone on Dan's team is singing the praises of Dan, and they all love Dan, and they all don't like me. So for them, it's like, hey, did you see the ass ripping Dan gave Johnny over there? Oh man, that was great. I don't even know that this is how bad things have gotten for me. That they're all like
that on that side of the room. I'm guessing.
And so at this point, if you're going to be this disrespectful and this much of a dick to me right to my face, I'm going to be a dick right back to you. So a shouting match took place out on the floor, and I basically gave it back to him, saying explaining to him, I need to know this so that I understand how things are done here. I'm not just going to blindly follow word. I have no problem doing what you say. I just want to know why. I just want you to tell me why. Is that so unreasonable? And he's yelling back at me. I'm yelling back at him, and we go to our corners. Now, there's a guy that sits near me that's actually on the networking team. Let's call him Eric. And I won't give out his last name. But he's worse than Dan. Anyway, he's
a chingado. He's one of those.
No. Eric has been very nice to me. And Eric's the type of guy that I was like, this guy is cool. I want to be friends with this guy. And he used to be a television engineer. He knows audio. He knows computers. He knows video. Okay. He can talk tech, and he knows way more than I could ever hope to know. And we'll just talk. You say one thing, and he makes you feel like an idiot the way he can out-talk you on anything. And so I'm very intimidated by that. But I like this guy, and I like his wealth of knowledge, and I want to talk tech with him. And so I've been trying to chat with him. He comes in the morning. I always make a point to say good morning to him, and also he's been tapped to help us with our Windows 10 migration, which I've been playing a very instrumental role in. And so he's been tapped to kind of train me on some of these things with the Windows 10 migration and the SCCM rollout. And so we've sat down one-on-one, and he's explained things to me. And every time he explains things to me, I am desperately trying to keep up with him, because he is going a mile a minute, introducing 10 things I've never heard of at once, and maybe I can catch 2 or 3 of them. And I'm taking notes, and he sends me links, and I'm reading the links, and I'm absorbing as much of this as I can. And I come back to him with questions. When I have questions, I research things and figure out what I can myself. And that's been the nature of our. And I thought we were cool, because when Dan reams me out and doesn't explain things to me, a few minutes later, Eric will quietly come over to me and he'll say, "Hey, Johnny, you have a minute?" "Yes." "Okay, well, here's the reason why we don't block phone numbers, because when you start adding rules to our system, the way it's configured, it doesn't really work that well, and if we start putting all these blocks into place, it's going to slow things down, and it's going to make things perform not very well. And also, it's probably a spoof number anyways, and we start blocking spoof numbers, that's going to cause problems in the system." I'm like, "Thank you, Eric. That's
Eric sounds like a cool guy."
Yeah. And so he's been very friendly to my face, been very helpful to me. And, so I ask him a lot of questions while he's training me, because I'm desperately trying to keep up. He's here, I'm here, and I'm trying to get up here, but he's talking from up here, and I need to get up here and up here and up here and up here before I get up to here. And so my boss, my supervisor, schedules a meeting with me to catch up on things. Mm-hmm. And I didn't sleep the night before that meeting, because usually it's not a good thing when your boss schedules a meeting for the next day at the last minute to catch up. I mean, we sit next to each other. We don't need to catch up on things. He needs to be doing some talking to when he scheduled a meeting to catch up.
Exactly.
You know it's going to be a bad day when your boss schedules a meeting to catch up on things. It's like putting ketchup on a hot dog. It ain't going to be good.
Johnny, I just saying. Here we go. Okay.
So we sat down, and also the day before this catch-up meeting, the head of the server team, which is the guy that El Dicko reports to, had a little sit down with us to explain to our department what their department expects of us to try to cut down on communication issues. And, I made a point to kind of raise to him, this is really good, all these things we talked about having communication and, communicating the things back and forth to each other so we all understand what our departments are doing. Mm-hmm. But I also want to speak to having good communication, because there have been times that I've come to people with certain things and I've been given some bad communication and have been talked down to. And, that's not very productive. And he proceeded to go, "Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about." And that's a good point, because it's very important to think about the consequences of the things that you're asking for. Because if you start asking to block the phone number of Anonymous on the whole system, that could cause a big problem. And it's like, whoa, that is not what I said.
Yeah, I was going to say, who would have thought you did that? Is that what they said you did?
That's what he led everyone in the room to think that I did. And also, I wasn't bringing up.
You know what? I wasn't going to play this yet, but I think I'm going to have to. I think I found the exact conversation between you and that guy.
Yeah.
You dick.
I think that might have been it.
Yeah, and whether or not I did do something stupid, I wasn't talking about what I did. I was talking about the unprofessional manner in which Dan responded to me.
Yes.
And he's like, "Yeah, let's talk about that. You did a stupid thing, and you all shouldn't do the stupid thing that he did." And it's like, whoa, where the fuck is that coming from? But I wasn't going to confront this guy, so I kind of let it go and said, "By the way, for the record, I did not suggest blocking Anonymous. I had a specific phone number that I was blocking. I just don't want anyone in this room to think I was going to do something stupid like that." And that was kind of. Now it turns out that sit down was as a result of the guy that Dan reports to, JJ. He's the guy that threw me under the bus like that, and Eric, the guy who's been nice in my face. JJ and Eric approached my boss to express their concerns about me. And basically, the two of them...
I wasn't ready for it. Say that one more time.
They shit talk me to my boss.
There we go.
So that's why my boss pulled me into a private meeting and said, well, what's the deal with you and Dan? And I explained exactly what happened, and that what JJ's version of the story was not at all what happened, and that I had no problem following policy, and that Dan just and my boss knows Dan's a dick. And he's like, look, Dan's a dick. It's uncalled for. You don't want to act that way. I tell people don't act that way, but he's liked in his team and they're not going to do anything about it. So he's going to be that way to you. And I'm like, look, I can deal with that. At least I know I swear I stand with him. You know, I'll go in my corner. He can go in his corner, whatever. I don't care. I'm done trying to, be nice to him. I'm just, staying out of his way. He's like, yeah, you might want to lie low with him because he got JJ to come over and complain to me. And then what's the deal with you and Eric? I'm like, me and Eric? Eric's cool. He helps me out so much. He's a wealth of knowledge. I'm learning so much from him. He's been helping me out with the SCCM stuff. Yeah, well, he came to me with JJ. And he also offered concern that he doesn't feel that you're, doing well with the. He complains that you're distracting him and that you ask him too many questions and that you ask him the same questions that he's already explained to you, and that you're not reading up on the links that he's sending you. And I'm like, wait, he said all this? I'm trying to keep up with him. I am trying so hard to please this guy. And he's like, why are you trying to please him? That's not your job to do that. And I'm like, well, what do you want me to do? Why are we talking about this then? He's like, well, you might want to just lie low and let this blow over. Like, basically my boss assured me that me and him are cool, and he told them that he's got no problem with me. And in fact he even asked Eric, well, have you talked to him? Did you talk to him about this? And he told me no, he didn't. And I'm like, well, okay, well, how come you're talking to me and you're not talking to him and me? And he's like, well, look, I just this will blow over. Just lay low and it'll be fine.
I think because he's a full on.
You dick.
Well, no. Here's the thing. I got to say about my boss. First of all, my boss came to me and told me the shit people are saying about me behind my back. That's something. And you got to appreciate that.
That sucks.
It sucks it's happening, but it's better your boss tell you about it than let it happen without you knowing about it. So he's basically like, hey, look your name's Mud over there, and I'm cool with you. So let's try to fix this, So, at least my boss is in my corner, but he's not confrontational and he doesn't want to deal with bullshit. He's very much within my team, the one flaw with my boss is he's very much let's keep talking about it until everyone magically agrees on it type of guy.
Because that always works. Absolutely.
So he's
I'm
Mr.
sorry,
Kumbaya.
I shouldn't laugh, but that usually turns up with, that doesn't.
Yeah, he's Mr. Kumbaya, which he means well, and that's the thing is that he wants, like, when I say, all right, look, because we'll get to a point where it's like, dude, I don't agree with you, but you're the boss, so go ahead and call it. And he's like, no, well, why don't we talk this out till we all come to an agreement? And I'm like, dude, you know where you stand, I know where I stand. You're the boss. Be the boss. What do you mean, boss? No, boss. We're just talking. I'm like, dude, you're the boss. Own it. Own it. I've actually said that line to him a few times. You're the boss. Own it. Because I'm not going to lie to you.
I think I know some people you need to send an email to, and it has this attached to it.
You're a dumbass.
Not that Dune would make you do that. I don't think
so. No. Like I said, my boss is cool.
No, not your boss. Not your boss. The other people.
The other people.
Yeah. That one there.
So yeah, Eric backstabbed me. Nice in my face, and then goes shit's talking me to my boss, trying to get me fired, pretty much, it sounds like. It sounds like these people want me fired. Going to my boss and saying shit about me that I don't know what I'm doing, and that I'm causing problems, and that they're concerned. Obviously they're trying to get me fired.
Hopefully not. Hopefully they're just a bunch of dorks, and that's too bad. That does make for a hard environment to be in. I do feel
now here's the thing. Within my team, the help desk team, my team members, they like me. I get along with them. They get along with me. My boss likes me. I like him. We all get along. It's just that we got the server team and the network team that are all filled with people that are toxic and don't like me. And that kind of sucks now that this has come out that these people are all shit-talking me to the point of shit-talking me to my boss. So that sucks. It sucks,
yes.
But at least my team likes me. And what I found out. Apparently, a lot of the servers are going away, and the corporate company that took over us is going to migrate a lot of things over onto their systems. So, help desk people are still going to have end users to support. Server team ain't going to have servers to serve. So, who's on the good team?
I can't say that. I can't do that. I'm not going to play the laughing sound because that's not cool.
I am. Those guys are dicks.
Well, that's too bad. Yeah, that makes it. Well, I did see your tweets, and I could see the rage. I definitely could. So
they fucking backstabbed me.
Don't do that, people.
No, don't do that. Not cool. You got a problem with someone?
You know, it's really funny. I was trying to think. You know, the people that I work with, they've actually known me long enough now that, and it hasn't been that long, that they know if I threaten to scratch my face, they get it.
Oh,
just saying.
Oh,
yeah. So it's just one of those things.
You know, the tame version of that used to be that if you scratch your face with 2 fingers, that's the second time I heard that. But if you scratch your face with 3 fingers, that's the third time I heard that.
I do that for fun though, because.
And then when you get like this, it's like, okay, how many times have I told this story?
I got a good bunch of people I work with, so there you go.
Oh, that's good. No backstabbers in your group?
No backstabbers.
Any backstabbers in your history?
Not that I've heard. Oh God, yes. Are you kidding me? Oh my God, dude. We could go on for hours, but I won't. Yeah.
Now, how have you dealt with the backstabbers that you worked with?
You know, actually, in most cases, they usually out themselves sooner or later. They really do. And the thing is, you have to be a bigger person. You really do, because if you lash out, then all this, you'll be the only one yelling when the wrong person comes in the room. That's the way. That would be my world.
Yeah.
That would when I finally lost my shit basically and jumped up.
What the fuck?
It would be the time somebody walked in the room and missed everything that happened before that.
So are you speaking from experience here, Dune?
I am actually. No, well, I'm just saying. That's the way my life works, though. I have told people for the longest time. I said it's one of those things that's kept me honest my whole life. Is I know the way things work, because I try to be sneaky and I get caught. I don't try to be sneaky anymore. I gave that up years ago. I found out that if I thought I could get away with something, I would be the person doing it when they just installed new high-def cameras. Guaranteed. I would be the poster boy of what not to do, and I don't want to be that guy.
No.
So that's all these years has pretty much kept my nose clean because of that. That and my I'm not going to say that. That's terrible. But that's very true, though. I've been that. I was like, no, I'm not going to be that.
I am.
But it is rough. It is very rough because
it's very rough because I'm like ready to make like.
Well, here's what happens, and I'll explain how it works in the world I've seen, and this is probably true for most people. And actually, Warhawk can probably tell you about this too. He's going, great Dune, drag me into this. No, is you're busy doing your job.
Yeah.
As I've been, I'm busy doing my I don't have time to go to somebody and bend their ear about bullshit like that. And there's a lot of people that's all they do. And the sad part about it is if a person tells you over and 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 over something, sooner or later, even if you don't believe it, it's stuck in your head. And then somebody says, yeah, Jonny Gators. Oh, yeah, that's that guy I always hear talking that did this and this about the anonymous. And I mean, it's that's the sad part about it. There are people out there that do that. It's that passive aggressive.
The sad part is I got 2 teams of people that are all talking about
passive aggressive bullshit. Well, the whole thing is just, you know what, you just have to, I don't know. I mean, you can't, there's really no getting back. You just have to, sooner or later, people. Here's the thing that you have to understand, though. Don't think for 1 second that those guys don't do that shit to each other, though. That's the scary part, because I guarantee you just don't think they do. Trust me.
I don't.
I'm guessing. I'm guessing
they're pretty. They eat lunch with each other. They're pretty tight.
I understand that, but I will guarantee you, in circles like that, what I have seen is if there's 4 people like that, there are peas in a pod. As soon as one pea's not in the pod, they talk about that pea. No matter who it is, and I shit you not, that happens a lot. You get the four chummiest people, and if one chum's not in the room, all of a sudden he is the head shit chum.
Here's the thing.
It usually happens if they're that way.
Here's the thing, and I don't think it's a good idea to start going to more people about this yet, but I'm thinking about like what I should do to cover myself, because my immediate supervisor, at least he tells me that he's got my back and that we're cool. And his answer is to just, do your job, don't worry about them, and just lie low and let this blow over. And because that's the kumbaya answer. And he's kind of hoping that as if by magic, they'll all magically like me.
No, never going to happen.
These dudes, not only do they have lunch amongst themselves, but they have lunch with the head of the department, the big T on top. And now I'm worried, are they shit-talking me to my boss's boss? And now, me and my boss's boss, we're cool. We exchange pleasantries. He comes up to my desk, and anything he asks me to do, I do it. I do it well, and I do it right away.
Okay.
Every now and then, we're both walking to the train station at the same time, and we can hold a conversation that's well enough. I'm starting to wonder if I should schedule time, maybe to sit down with him and say, hey, look, I kind of feel a hostile environment here because people are talking about me to my boss.
Do this one thing. If you are going to do that, involve your immediate with it. Do not go around him. I'm telling you, do not go around him.
The problem is my immediate would never go for that, because remember he wants to kumbaya this out of existence.
No, you're getting to the point where if you're not comfortable in that environment, he has to take action. There's no choice. And the thing is, you have to give him first chance to take action. You really, trust me on that. You want to go up the chain, because if you don't, it's not going to go well.
Well, the chain came to me, and I mean, because I said to my boss, look, I know where I stand with Dan. Dan knows where he stands with me.
Can we change Dan's name, by the way?
Well, that is his real name.
I don't know if I'm comfortable with Dan being a dick. Just saying.
Oh. Well, we could call him the Love Man, but
I don't anything. I just
all right. The LM. We'll call him the LM.
Okay, we'll call him that. Thank you.
The LM. So the LM. I mean, I know where I stand with him. He knows where he stands with me.
Because Dan sounds too much like Dune. Just saying.
Me having a conversation with him serves no purpose, basically. And as far as JJ is concerned, his team are all shit talking me.
No, I don't expect you to talk to them. I expect you to go to your kumbaya guy and say, listen, I'm not comfortable. I would like to schedule a talk with you. And
my first response to Mr. Kumbaya was, look, if Eric's going to come and complain to you about me and not talk to me to my face, and his first response was, well, have you talked to him about it? And he said, no. And I'm like, well, how come you don't schedule him and me to sit down with you and talk this out? Why don't you schedule something for the three of us to sit down? Because if he feels like I'm being some disruption to him, or he's got some concerns with me, let's all talk this out, because he feels like that I'm not pulling my weight, or I'm not doing my due diligence, and I feel like I'm struggling to keep up. And maybe he doesn't understand that I'm struggling to keep up with him. He is explaining things to me at a mile a minute and doesn't realize he's doing it. There are some people that are good at teaching, and there's some people that are bad at it.
Yes, I know. My first supervisor was like that. Horrible teacher.
And I still want to believe that this guy is a good guy, because I liked this guy, and I was absolutely, I was livid, and I was very, very hurt that this guy that I was trying to be friends with went and shit talked me to my boss behind my back. I was so hurt by that, because I like this guy, and it's like, maybe it's a misunderstanding, and maybe this is salvageable, and I don't want to approach him and say, so I hear you're shit talking me to my boss, so I don't have a good way to go into a conversation with him and go, hey, I know what you've been saying, because there's no good way to broach the topic unless he decides to broach the topic, like, hey, I have my concerns with you. And I want to try to explain myself to him that, look, I'm listening to you. You're explaining 10 things while I'm trying to understand 3 of them. So if I ask you questions of things that you've already understand me, it's one of those 7 things I didn't get. And I'm reading the things that you, like one time he said, hey, let me give you some advice. You know what? These questions you ask me, you should Google them. You should find 5 things to Google a day. And I said something to the effect of, I'm already Googling 10 things a day. I Google things all the time, you know?
Yes,
you just don't want to talk to me.
As you should.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
That's
the only advice I can give you. I mean, believe me.
Yeah.
I mean, there's two different types of, that's the Dune advice. We could give you the Sloan advice, which you probably don't want.
Well,
yeah, which one?
Well, I am on the waterfront, so if I took my vegetarian surfboard out into the water, you know, that could, and yell something about you dicks while giving double fingers to the building. I mean, you know, I guess that would be the Sloan.
That would be the Sloan thing. That's exactly right.
No, the Sloan thing would be vote Trump.
Oh, God. See, I don't think that does anything for your situation, though.
That doesn't do anything. No, that just make everyone hate me more in the building.
No, I don't think you're right. Maybe that's it. I never thought about that. Maybe we found the true cause here.
Oh, I've heard the LM shit talking Trump every other day.
Wow, he really is a dick. Now I realize what a dick he is. Please don't call him my name.
There's some advice that works in Kansas, and there's some advice that works in Massachusetts.
Okay, then you know what? Take Dunes off the table.
I don't really talk a whole lot of
Dunes off the table. Well, quickly before we run out of time, then since we're on the subject of dicks, let's talk about your calk.
Oh yeah, well my tub is leaking when the shower's on.
People out there just gasp real quick. The ones that are not really paying attention. This is the fun of radio when you're like passively listening.
Wait, we're gonna talk about my cock. Okay, well let's start with it.
So with the passive thing where it's like, what? What they say? What? You know, it's really sad. In the old days, I would say, to get people's attention, I'd say Britney Spears naked. And now I say Johnny's calk. You have to say calk. You have to say it right. Yeah. So,
it's like wash.
So, yeah.
You got to wash your calk.
Motherfucker. Mother. Johnny. Just here, let me zoom this in for you.
Yeah. That's quite an itch you got there, dude.
Scratch. Big scratch
the itch right there.
Big scratch for Johnny right there. That's right. But anyway, so Johnny's tub's leaking. Do we know that for a fact?
Well, the day I moved,
but just because there's water in the basement does not make a tub leak.
All right.
So
here's the deal.
Let's break this down.
I was in the basement several times before anyone was using the shower, and there was not water dripping at any point in time.
Okay.
And then the day after me, Gothard, and Kristen moved like the furniture and the heavy stuff and everything, at the end of the day we were like, oh my God, well, we got the couch in here, we got a TV in here, so we can actually sit and relax. And oh my God, are we so sweaty? Are we going to enjoy those showers separately, individually?
Yeah, that's a nice catch. Nice catch, Johnny. I was wondering. I was sitting there going like, I wasn't even sure what song to play.
But we couldn't even decide who to go first. So we all three hopped into the shit. No, kidding.
I wasn't sure what song. I was getting ready to play something.
Rub-a-dub-dub, three guys in the tub. No, that's so. Gothard gets a shower. And that's cool. Kristen hops in the shower. I gathered some clothes together to throw in a load of laundry.
Oh, that's not what I wanted. Sorry. Ooh.
Okay.
Not what I wanted. Sorry.
No. So while Kristen's in the shower and I get the clothes and I go in the basement to throw clothes in the washer, I notice that I'm standing under the bathroom and I'm standing under the area where the tub is.
Okay.
And there's drip, drip, drip coming from a pipe, and I'm looking at the pipe and I'm like, oh crap, do I got a leaky pipe? And I noticed that the pipe is wet on the bottom and is wet on the top, and there's drip, drip, drip coming from the floor onto the pipe, and then coming down to the bottom of the pipe and then dripping onto the floor. So okay, leaky floor under where the tub is that only started leaking after people started showering.
Well, but you're going to have to do some more looking into this and make sure it is truly a shower and not just the tub or the water running.
So I filled up the tub with water.
Okay.
And stood under the tub while it was filled with water. No dripping.
Okay. And no dripping while it was filling.
Right.
Okay. Next thing, you have to see that there's so many. Is the shower mechanism in the wall or outside the wall?
What do you mean mechanism?
Well, when I assume you pull up on it and the shower head energizes.
You rotate the thing from cold to hot, and the water comes out of flow that is faster than the heater can keep up with.
No. To turn the water to the shower head, how does that function? How does that happen?
Little pull up thing on the faucet.
Okay, but I'm saying the pipe, the shower head disappears into the wall is what I'm saying.
Yes.
That's what you have to be careful of to make sure that that's not the culprit.
Oh.
See, otherwise all the caulk in the world is not going to make your pipe not drip. Wow.
So it might be a pipe in the wall dripping.
I'm just saying, that's why you have to be careful, where you have to really look to see where that water is coming from.
I am planning on changing the shower head because I have one of those like high flow, like 20 gallon a second shower heads, and I've got a tankless heater, and so I run out of hot water. Like I get a nice relaxing hot shower for 10 seconds,
and then the water gets waving back.
And so get in the shower, nice and hot and steamy. 10 seconds later, the water's cooling, and I turn the thing over to the left. Hot, steamy shower for the next 10 seconds. The water's cooling. So I'm like, okay, I need to get a low flow shower head so that the tankless heater can keep up with it. And that's just solve that problem. So if I take the shower head off,
I didn't realize you had a tankless heater.
So if I take the shower head off, before I put the low flow head on, if maybe I attach a hose of that so I can run it straight to the drain so I could be running the shower without water spraying anywhere.
That's a good idea. I was going to say that, or you could cap it, which you have to be careful. If you cap it, don't turn it on full blast because it may not be able to take that much pressure. But
I'm thinking hose.
Yeah.
We'll get a hose on there.
Well, and personally, I have one of those. I actually like the kind of shower head that has a hose on it. I dig that, the one you can actually hold. I like those better myself. That's just my personal preference.
I guess I could get one of those.
Well, if you like them, I do. I do like those things.
I just get under the water and do my thing and then get out.
I like to have it. I like my stuff in my hand while I'm in the shower. Let that sink in.
You don't go to the water. You bring the water to you.
I bring the water to me. Hang on. That just got real. I'm crediting you with that, Johnny. You don't bring the water.
You don't go to the water. You bring the water to you.
The water, water, comes, COMES, to you. Exclamation mark ×3, baby. In the tile.
Meanwhile, I've discovered there's a loophole in this state, but I haven't figured out what it is yet.
Okay.
You ever have one of these situations where you think you understand something and then you find something that completely shatters your understanding of things?
Oh, yeah. On a daily basis. But anyway.
So, Dune, if you want
I just spent 2 weeks in California, Johnny. I can tell stories. So just saying. So,
did you, by any chance, when you were in California, did you set foot inside a grocery store?
Yes, I did.
And did you buy beer?
No, I didn't. I didn't buy any beer. The only beer I bought was actually at a brew house.
But did you notice that you could pick up a 12-pack from the grocery store?
Oh, okay. No, I did not. Wait. You can buy beer in Kansas, but you just can't buy liquor beer. Does that sound...
You can't buy real beer.
You can't buy real beer. No, you can buy 3-2 beer in Kansas.
You can buy booze, you can buy beer, you can buy wine.
Yeah, they don't have liquor stores per se, is what you're saying. I'm aware of it because, I'm going to say Missouri, and you're going to make fun of me and say I washed it.
You washed it in Missouri.
Missouri, that's right.
You washed your caulk in Missouri.
I washed my caulk in Missouri, and it's clean. I got clean caulk now. Oh, never mind. Okay, so anyway, you can buy. Yes.
Well, and here's the deal. I grew up in Jersey, where you want to buy beer. You want to buy anything with alcohol on it, you go to a liquor store.
As you do here in Kansas.
And I moved to Maine, and I found out, holy shit, you buy your booze and your beer and all that stuff in the grocery store.
Yes, some are like that.
Yeah, yeah, and that was and then I moved to California, and it was the same deal. And I'm like, oh my god, why aren't every state doing this? And so then I moved to Massachusetts, and I'm like, well, gee, I wonder what the deal with Massachusetts is. And I did my grocery shopping, and there's no beer or booze. And it's like, well, I'm going to have to go to liquor stores now. And, so I found liquor stores. And besides, I was getting to the point where even in California, I wasn't buying all my beer from the grocery store. I discovered that the beer stores had better selections.
I thought you were going to say you were tired of leaving it underneath the cart.
I did that once. I did that exactly one time. There's some mistakes you only do once.
And I had to remember that for you, so you could here, Johnny, I'm going to do this for me.
That was the best day of someone else's life.
It was. Somebody was having
beer fairy left a 12-pack.
Some bum was having a bad day picking up cans in a parking lot.
And then I thought, I bet you there's some bottles in there.
And next thing you know, it's like,
not only do I get the deposit back on these bottles, but I get to empty them all.
Beer.
In me.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you did make
sense. And it was Modelo Negra.
That's a one.
12-pack of Modelo Negra.
Wow. They probably went and sold it and bought a case. That's what they did. They pawned it for a case of other stuff.
So I've been going to liquor stores here in Massachusetts because beer and food cannot exist in the same store.
No, that'd be just crazy talk.
From what I observed. Yes. Well, there's a little independent grocery store in this town that's across the street from here called the Seabra, Seabra, Seabra,
and not as in see-through bra.
No, not a see-through bra.
You can see this
bra.
You can see this.
C-bra.
Okay, you can see this bra.
And I haven't gone, now that I moved into the house, it's like the closest grocery store, but it also looks like it's the type of place that's kind of independent and might be dated in the decor and not quite up with the selection.
Okay.
So I was still going down the street to where I always did my grocery shopping. It's just a slightly longer drive than it used to be, but not by much. And but when I did my Friday night grocery shopping, they were all out of Bago salad, which is what I eat during the week.
Okay.
And I was like, oh dear, I'm going to have to pick up Bago salad at some point later in the week.
You don't have a Walmart close to you?
Well, the Walmart's actually out in Route 1, which is a pain in the fucking ass to get to.
Okay.
So Kristen was getting ready to, prepare the wings, and she's, chopping up the wings and all that. She's like, oh dear, I forgot to get parchment paper. I'm like, well, I'm an awesome husband. I can go out and get you parchment paper. And she's like, oh, well, you need to get bag of salad anyways. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go out, get bag of salad and parchment paper.
Johnny has a plan.
And so I'm getting out in the car.
What could go wrong?
So I get in the car, and I'm making my way out on the road. And as I am getting up to where the Zebra is, I'm thinking to myself, oh, I don't need to go down to the grocery store we always go to buy parchment paper and bag of salad. I'll just pull right into the Zebra, and they'll have salad, and they'll have parchment paper. And it'll give me a chance to kind of scope it out and get a feel for it to see if maybe we do our grocery shopping here.
Mm-hmm.
And they have salad, and they have parchment paper. So you don't need to be laughing at me.
Oh, then I take that back.
But
I'm a dumbass. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Anyways,
that was a two clapper. That was only a two clapper.
Yeah, well, I always clap to it, but you haven't played it long enough for me to. So, anyways, I can't figure this out because as far as I knew, this state didn't allow beer to be in a grocery store. But I walk into the grocery store. And I go to the produce area. I find bag of salad. I throw it in my handbasket. I'm walking down the aisles looking for the aisle that's got foil and cling wrap and stuff like that to find some parchment paper. Mm-hmm. And I get to the refrigerated section, and there's a whole aisle of beer.
The plot thickens.
And I'm like, just like you'd find in a grocery store in Maine. And I'm like,
beer.
How is this store getting away with selling beer in the grocery store and all the major chains here aren't? How? What is there one small patch of land in Massachusetts that's actually owned by Maine and now entering Maine once you get in the parking lot?
Never thought about that. That's true.
Massachusetts and Maine used to be the same state.
Please tell me you asked.
I didn't ask. I haven't had.
You're such a
dong.
I need to Google this now. because obviously there's a loophole, but I haven't figured it out yet.
Well, like I say, unless it's a different address, which I doubt. I doubt the cooler's in, 127 and a half.
No, it's in the middle of the store.
Yo-Yo
it's
Street
not
or
like
whatever the hell it is.
It's not an aisle on it's not an aisle up on the wall of the building. It's in the middle of the store.
Huh. I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. Because I the whole thing with the whole liquor in the store, and I think I've told you the story. I'm torn on that here. And the only reason why is because I know it probably should be a free market thing and everybody should be able to do it. But I also know that the people that are established that have the stores are going to probably go out of business. And I hate to see that. But so it's kind of it's a torn thing. It really is.
Here it is. An entity in Massachusetts can only own 3 liquor store licenses. So only 3 Stop and Shops in the entire state can have a liquor license.
Oh, so there may be 3 of them. That are more widely.
So this is a small independent grocery store.
Okay, that makes sense.
So they're going to have a liquor license. It's not that there's a law against grocery stores selling alcohol. It's that only 3 one entity can only own 3 can only have 3 stores.
Okay, yeah, that's it. That's interesting.
It keeps it so independent stores can compete. This is the type of thing that we're trying to do away with in Kansas that you were torn over, right?
Well, it kind of is, because here's the deal. I think some of the places that are specialties when it comes to the wine and stuff like that can do well. But because I happen to know a person personally that actually owns a liquor store, I know that most of their bread and butter that keeps the lights on is from
the Bud Light,
and the beer like that. And there would be just almost no way to compete with somebody like a Walmart or a Quick Trip or a large chain like that could afford to buy it and damn near sell it at cost. So that's just unfortunately the way it works. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with this whole deal.
I mean, if you ever had to take it to a vote or whatever, would you vote in favor of?
I don't know. I would have. That's just it. I couldn't tell you right now.
Because your principles are very much in the less restriction.
No, you're exactly right. I am.
This is a logical restriction that serves a purpose.
I understand. That's what I said. I hate it. Like I said, I think what it is, especially since it's a personal thing. Like I said, I happen to know a person that it would affect personally, and these are people that are also entrepreneurs that spent their whole life building said place,
right?
That could have it just wiped out at the So it's a very hard situation. I don't know.
Some restrictions serve a community well.
Yeah, and of course, you never know too. It may end up being that it's not that big of a deal. There's probably some that won't make it, that probably shouldn't make it anyway. I don't know. I really don't know, because the Quick Trips of the world, the Walmarts of the world, they're not going to carry. They're going to carry the big 3. That's what they're going. Right. What they have. What they have now is what they're going to have, because they already have beer in the Walmarts.
But if the stores that carry the things you like need the Bud Light for their bread and butter,
that's the problem.
You're not going to be able to get what you like.
No, they're not. They're going to have to go a whole different. Yes, I don't know. That's true. That's what bothers me. Yeah, if I want a decent one, I'm not getting this at Walmart. Walmart is not going to have the new poet. Yeah. The poet.
So on the one hand,
they're not going to have that.
On the one hand, I found it kind of a bummer that I can't just pick up a 12-pack from the grocery store. But now that I read this, it's like, well, this allows more independent shops to thrive. Where in Maine, the grocery store can carry it. You know what carries the good beers is the general stores. But Maine is that type of a state that, each small town has kind of a general store that if you need to run out and grab something nearby, they have like the fridge with the sodas and whatever, and they'll have kind of specialty beers in there because they can have liquor licenses. You don't really have the specialty liquor stores in Maine, but you have general stores where you can get better beer selection.
I see. Yeah,
so
I don't know.
That might be your liquor stores will have to make way for.
You figured that out, so that's a good thing.
Right, but there's a difference between a general. I mean, do you want all your liquor stores to turn into general stores?
Well, that's just it too. Some of them may.
It's going to be less selection of alcohol to bring in.
Some
more...
may want that because that's another rule that's also here in Kansas is liquor stores can only sell liquor. Period.
Right.
So if they want to sell cigarettes and ice and mixers and pop, that is a separate store that's in the same building, which is really funny.
Right. So if the liquor stores have to adapt to thrive, and that means they change to general stores and start bringing in more things,
I don't
that's
know.
less room on the specialty beer shelf.
And the whole thing is they'd be so far behind on the thing because those stores already exist. Like I said, I keep saying Quick Trips are Kansas's 7-Eleven.
I mean,
basically
it's
what
probably
that is.
more like the general. These are like independent general stores. Each town's got like a general store in Maine, and so if you have general stores, they'll start stocking specialty beers, but they're not going to have the same selection that the liquor stores you go to have.
Right.
So that's probably how that's going to unfold, and it would be a shame to lose the liquor stores you have.
It would. Well, you know what? Warhawk has left the room. So there's things we'll never talk about because I asked him to remember them.
Oh, well, no, we talked about the calk, and we talked about the cleaning the computer, and we talked about the residents.
We did. I think we missed, we did touch on Flat Earth because, you can do that.
Oh, Flat Earth.
We'll have to talk next week. Maybe we'll talk about Flat Earth because that's the thing now.
Dude, you've only just found out about how the Earth is flat?
I'm going to kick your ass, Johnny. I just want to.
There are people that honestly to God believe.
There are so people that do. It scares me.
Have you gone beyond ridiculing them to reading their arguments? It doesn't make any more sense. But maybe.
What if somebody sees me doing that?
Well, no.
I don't want to be that guy.
Do you want to be? No. I think anyone could be curious. How could you possibly believe this?
I guess.
And I mean, if you're going to ask the question, you want to hear the answer, right?
I guess you're right.
I mean, yeah, they're nuts. They're absolutely nuts. But I think basically, I think the simplest way to put their argument is they believe that we're on a planet floating in space, but they don't believe that it's a sphere. And that's a little more logical than we think we're a flat disk on a piece of paper floating in nothing.
Well, I don't know. I think that's kind of what they're talking about. I mean, flat is flat. Not totally flat, but you know what I'm saying.
Right. Well, there's variations between sphere and flat.
Somewhere there has to be a point where it actually curves and then goes back the other way. That has to exist, right? But of course, I think what I heard is whoever they are. Actually, Skylark might know. They just saying they are guarding it, so you can't get close enough to it. That's what I was told. I think.
I think the premise is that Antarctica doesn't really exist as we know it, but there's this like frozen mountainous area that's like a border around the edge of the Earth, and there's a reason why they don't let anyone just go into Antarctica because they'd find the edge.
That's right. We can't have that. Oh.
And because I've seen people send snarky replies to people. Like people are like, "Well, how do you explain the sun coming up and down?" And there's an animated GIF showing a sun that is making a circle around hovering over the flat Earth. That as it makes that circle, it shines its light over here, then it shines its light over here.
The sun that itself is flat, right? As is the moon, right?
Well, no one's really gone into that. That could probably vary.
Yeah, I know. Listen to you and I are debating the wrong.
You know what? Flat moon is just crazy talk, doing. That's where we draw the line.
That's right.
Flat Earth, round moon.
Flat Earth, totally plausible. Flat moon. Now you're just being stupid.
Now you're just being crazy.
Oh my! You know what? Tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, what's Johnny and Brian going to talk about? This is it. I don't know. This is it.
I don't know. Well, Johnny and Brian are going to have a clear sight of vision between the two of us on this flat Earth.
That's right. You're going to. I want to know what. Talking to a guy who himself has been on the other side of the world, which is Brian.
Yeah. Right.
I want to hear. I want to hear. I want to hear. Did that plane he was on? Did it take a left turn at Albuquerque, or did it keep on going when he went to Australia? We got to find out.
Tune into
insert title here
tomorrow at 8 p.m. to find out.
That's right. All right, Johnny, have a good week. Hey, I'm back in California next week, so pray for me.
Game over, man.
I'm glad that's over.
Man, that was awful.
Boy, I know. You know what I hated most? What? Everything stuck.
If I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer.
Let's blow this joint.
It's time to blast off for Dreamland. Don't go away mad. Just go away.
Let's call it a day. Everybody, go home.
Good night, lady.
See you later, alligator.
Go in peace, sin no more. I'm out of here.
Now, run along and play with your little toys.
Oh! It just gets worse and worse.
Please come again.
I have exorcised the demon. This house is clear.
Not.
That's all, folks.
We are leaving.
This tape will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
Oi, shoot the radio.